You're working hard. Every day you wake up with good intentions. You try to move forward. You try to do the right things, but somehow, money still feels far away. It feels like you're running, but not getting anywhere. Bills keep coming, expenses keep rising, and progress feels slow, almost invisible. So you start asking yourself, what am I missing? Because it can't just be effort. It can't just be bad luck. There has to be something else, and there is. The truth is, it's not always about what you're doing wrong. It's about what you're doing without even realizing it. Small habits, quiet patterns, daily decisions that feel normal, but slowly, quietly, keep you stuck. And the dangerous part is, they feel normal, they feel right, but they are not. Until you see them, nothing changes. Most people believe that if they just work harder, life will improve. That if they put in more hours, make more effort, push themselves more, money will eventually follow. But look around, some of the hardest working people are still struggling. They wake up early, they work long hours, they sacrifice their time and energy, and yet they're still stuck. So clearly, effort is not the problem. The real difference is how you think, because wealth is not just built with effort. It's built with awareness. It's about seeing what others don't see, understanding what most people ignore, and correcting the patterns that keep repeating. Today, we're going to expose the silent habits, the ones that don't look dangerous, but slowly shape your financial life. And once you see them, you can't unsee them. Habit 1. The first thing that keeps people poor is confusing income with wealth. Most people believe that as long as they're earning money, they're doing well. They feel safe because money is coming in, but income is not wealth. There are people earning good salaries who are still completely broke. They look successful on the outside, nice clothes, nice lifestyle, but behind the scenes, there is no real financial stability, no savings, no investments, no assets. If the income stops, everything stops. That's not wealth, that's dependence. Wealth is what you keep, what you grow, what continues to work for you, even when you stop working. The wealthy don't just focus on earning more. They focus on keeping more, growing more, multiplying what they already have. If all you focus on is income, you will always feel like you're moving, but never arriving. Habit 2, another silent habit, is upgrading your lifestyle too fast. The moment money comes in, you feel like you deserve more, and maybe you do. But here's what most people don't realize. Every time their income increases, their expenses increase too. There was someone who got a raise. At first, it felt like progress. Finally, more money. But slowly, things started to change. Better apartment, more spending, more comfort. And after some time, nothing was left. The income increased, but so did the pressure. This is how people stay stuck. More money, but no growth. The wealthy do the opposite. They earn more, but they don't rush to spend more. They stay disciplined. They delay gratification because they understand. Wealth is built quietly, not through lifestyle, but through control. Habit 3, another thing that keeps people stuck is waiting for the perfect time. You tell yourself, I'll start when I'm ready, when things are better, when I have enough. But the truth is, that time never comes. There was someone with ideas, plans, dreams, opportunities, but he kept waiting for the right moment. Years passed, nothing changed. Meanwhile, someone else started with less knowledge, less confidence, but they started anyway. They learned along the way, they improved, and they grew. Because action creates clarity. Waiting creates delay. If you keep waiting, you keep postponing your life. Habit 4. One of the biggest traps is depending on one source of income. It feels safe, stable, predictable, but it's fragile. There was someone who worked for years in one company. He trusted that income, but one day, everything changed. The job was gone, no backup, no other source. Everything depended on one stream, and when it stopped, everything collapsed. That's not security, that's exposure. The wealthy don't rely on one source. They build multiple streams, so if one slows down, others continue. That's real security. Habit 5, another silent problem, is not understanding money at all. You were taught how to work, but not how money works. So you earn, you spend, and you repeat. There was someone earning consistently, but nothing ever changed because the money came in and disappeared. Not because he was careless, but because he lacked knowledge. The wealthy study money. They understand how it grows. They understand how it moves. And because of that, they make better decisions. Without financial knowledge, you're guessing. And guessing keeps you stuck. But once you learn, everything changes. Habit 6, another pattern, is choosing comfort over growth. Comfort feels safe, easy, familiar, but comfort keeps you in the same place. There was someone who avoided risk, avoided challenges, avoided discomfort, and nothing changed. Meanwhile, others stepped into uncertainty. They tried, they failed, they learned, and they grew. Because growth lives outside comfort. If everything feels easy, you're probably not growing. Habit 7, another thing that holds people back is constant comparison. You look at others, you see success, and you feel behind, but what you see is not the full story. You see results, but not the struggle behind them. There was someone who kept comparing, always switching paths, always chasing what others were doing. And because of that, nothing worked. The moment he focused on his own path, things started to change. Focus creates progress. Comparison creates confusion. Habit 8, another mistake, is delaying investing. You think you need more money first. You think you'll start later, but time is powerful. There were two people. One started early, even with small amounts. The other waited, years later. The difference was clear, because time multiplies money. The earlier you start, the easier it becomes. You don't need a lot, you just need consistency. Habit 9, another silent limit, is thinking small. Your thinking shapes your life. If you think small, you act small. There was someone who always played safe, avoided big moves, and got small results. Another thought bigger, acted bigger, and created more. Because your vision controls your direction. If you limit your thinking, you limit your results. Habit 10. And finally, the thing most people ignore is discipline. Motivation feels good, but it doesn't last. There was someone who started strong, but quit early. Another stayed consistent, even when it was hard. And over time, consistency won. Wealth is built daily, through small actions, repeated over time. Not through motivation, but through discipline. Finally, these habits don't look dangerous. They feel normal, but over time, they shape your entire life. The difference between where you are and where you want to be is awareness. Now you see it. Now you understand it. The question is, what will you do next? Because most people will hear this and change nothing, but a few will take action. And those few will change everything. If you're ready to think differently, act differently, and build real wealth, subscribe to Prime Wealth TV, because this is where your transformation begins.